Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Morris, and this is English 4100. I recorded this video, this narration over slides once, but I need to make it shorter because it was too long for YouTube. I was 2 minutes over, so I'm going to spend a little less time. If you have questions, please get back to me. What I've done is taken snapshots of the syllabus so that I can bring it into closer focus for you. I chose the picture of Desmond Tutu and the quotation from Desmond Tutu because he and Nelson Mandela were responding to the apartheid crisis in South Africa, and they used rhetoric in order to do that. I believe that if they could use rhetorical means to address such a severe crisis, that we can too. That instead of shouting it at each other, we might be able to make arguments and be open to persuasion and to being persuaded. The history of rhetoric is more than 2,500 years old, and Isocrates is one of my favorite teachers of rhetoric. Isocrates was quite an optimist. He believed that rhetoric and that persuasion particularly were capable of creating culture and society. If I can persuade you of what I believe, and if we can agree that we believe on that, we can move forward as a culture. If we decide that we want to give music or art a prime place in our lives, then we can persuade each other of that and then take action instead of warring and conflicting about things. I like to borrow Isocrates' optimism. I don't believe this is a particularly optimistic time in our culture. We are in the midst of a huge crisis, and with the Black Lives Matter situation and police shootings, also with the treatment of COVID. I think, though, as a pragmatist, and I am a pragmatist, my belief is that we should borrow hope. We should act as if we are optimistic and put into practice some of these rhetorical tools. And I'll be asking you to get to know some of these tools and to use them as a part of your work this semester. In terms of course information, you'll have 1,000 points possible this semester. The first two papers are each worth 300 and the third worth 400. We're going to be talking in much more depth about each of these papers. You'll get an assignment prompt that is very detailed, and we'll have exercises and discussion board posts that will build towards the assignments, and they'll be included in those points. One of the key aspects of my teaching is that I really value revision. I think that revision is one of the most important ways that we learn to write. So I will encourage you to revise any of your papers, all of your papers, as many times as possible. However, I encourage you to do that in consultation with me and with other readers. So the highest grade that you receive on the paper is the grade that you'll receive on the paper. I don't average things out. So if you revise a C paper into an A paper, you get the A on the paper. So that is, I hope, a motivation for you to meet with me and to work on revision in this semester. This section is meant to emphasize that writers are not writing in isolation. At least I think ideally they shouldn't. One of the most helpful things for me as a writer is to write in a writing group. One of the things a writing group can do is to serve to make you accountable. So I meet with a group and we meet at 10 o'clock on a particular day and we talk about our goals for the day. Then we go away for a couple of hours and write, and then we check back in and report on how our writing went. And that accountability is fantastic. It's also a lot of encouragement. There are other kinds of writing groups that meet to review each other's writing, and I think that is incredibly helpful as well. I'm one of the people that you can meet with to review your writing. If you'll note below on the bottom section of this page, you'll see my office hours. If you will either click on that link if it's live on your syllabus or copy and paste it into your browser, that will take you to my Collaborate space or my Collaborate room. I will be there on Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 3. So you can just drop in anytime you want from between 1 and 3 on Monday and Wednesday. However, I don't know your schedules ahead of time, so when I choose hours, they may not meet your needs. So please email me for other times if you want to meet, and then I would be glad to converse with you through email as well. My goal is to help you in the way that is best suited to you. So I will encourage you to talk with me in any way that we can talk to each other. If it's telephone that you prefer, then we'll do that. I do, however, prefer to see you face to face, and by face to face, I don't mean live, but in Collaborate, I prefer to be able to see your faces. I think it's easier to communicate if we have facial expressions. University and instructor policies. This is here both to tell you about those policies, but also to make the point that policies are a result of a rhetorical event. People get together and persuade each other about what policies should be, and then policies get established. They're not handed down from above. So policies can be changed. And I want you to remember that, particularly when you're writing your papers. Sometimes policies themselves create problems, and it's a policy itself that needs to be changed, and we will talk about that. One particular policy that I think you'll have an interest in is my late work policy. I encourage you to contact me if you need to turn a paper in late. I'll allow you to do that once without penalty. After that, I'll take 10% of the total points off your paper, and then you'll be able to turn the paper in late and continue to work on it. I'd also like you to pay attention to the disability statement and the other statements for GSU's policies. They are there to help you and to support you and to provide you what you need in order to succeed at the university. If you have any questions or concerns, please get in touch with me about them. I've provided this last slide so that you can note that the calendar is there. On the calendar, I have the big dates included. What I don't have is the daily classwork, or not the daily, but the weekly classwork. So what you need to really do is to check into Blackboard frequently. You need to check in first thing Monday morning, in my opinion, to see what's waiting for you. Go to the left rail, and we're in Unit 1 right now, so go to Unit 1, click on that, then click on whatever week we're in, and you should see the work that is there. There's work already posted for you. I will be giving you extensive information about every assignment, and you'll find all that information on Blackboard. If you have any trouble finding that information, if you have any questions about the syllabus, if there's anything you'd like me to discuss further, I would be glad to do so. And I might create another slideshow to help, since I've had to shorten this to fit on YouTube. I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to reading your emails, and I look forward to seeing you in my office hours. We may schedule a couple of synchronous meetings if the class wants to. Those will always be optional because I know that you have very busy lives and that it might be difficult for you to make those times. I hope that you've had a good day. I hope you've had a chance to get outside in the lovely weather. I hope you remember to wash your hands frequently and to wear your masks. I really want you to stay safe. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.